Thank you so much for everything. We're really looking forward to listen to all your insights and all your sort of like how you focus on leadership and in such a big company like TBWA. And now I leave to my colleague the word so that he can present himself.
Thank you, Maddie.
Yeah, so good morning, everyone. Good morning, Gianluca. My name is Arijit Mondal. I'm a current student at NDI Gurgaon in India and right now in Paris for exchange program with ESCP Business School. Joining me today, as you know, Maddalena Marchetti. Like myself, she is also a student from ESCP Paris. We both are students of MIM program. Now, setting the agenda for the today's meeting is, so together what we'll do is we'll deep dive into the transformational leadership styles of top executives like you and see how that creates an impact in the overall mechanics of the organization ecosystem. So today we are delighted to have you with us today. Your journey has been nothing short of a testament to growth. For a decade, you played a pivotal role at Integer, where you led brand acquisition and shopper marketing for global giants like Adidas, Starbucks, and Sky. During this time, you have mastered the art of driving engagement through complex multi-channel strategies. Following this success, you have transitioned to TBWA Italia, initially serving as the head of business and operations, where you have specialized in unifying business units and creating agile service models. Today, as general manager, you steer the strategic vision of the entire Italian division, leveraging disruption to drive business growth while keeping the human talent at the forefront of. So we are honored to have you with us today.
So first of all, I want to start with the sentence, let me say, because I want to tell you what is leadership for me. Because probably is the first very important things that we can start. The leadership for me is the ability in any context. So thinking about my journey, my career, to guide the decision and have a positive impact on yourself and on the organization. So it means that you can have a lot of trouble, you can have different clients, you can have different teams to guide, but in every single moment, you have to take the decision, okay? Because this is the right things that can put yourself as a leader in front of the organization. So this is the first point to start. When I became the managing director at TBWA, what was the first step when I decided to share the vision, what was important to share with all the organization. To the first point, the point is yes, what we did together with the leadership team, because I'm a part of a leadership team. Remember that you are not alone when you guide and when you create something regarding the leadership. You are a part of the organization. And this is very important because everything has a role inside it, okay? But we did and we create a new agency plan that was the company plan for the 2022-2026. And that was really important to set up a point and establish a future vision for the agency. The advertising landscape overall, you have to understand that honestly right now is highly standardized. So everyone tells the same story, okay? If you go to TBWA, if you go to Publicis, if you go to such and such, Abbas or wherever, the story is pretty much the same. Claims are all offers a full service agency. So the real question for us was how we can truly, honestly, differentiated on this contest. TBWA has been recognized as agency of the record and is that want to interrupt the status quo, okay? So our idea is to understand how we can discover this new promise in this actual context of crisis and also opportunities of the market. Probably you guys are aware that TBWA is the agency of Apple since for over 40 years, Nissan, McDonald's, and so on. In Italy, we have a lot of iconic brands such as Lamborghini, ENI, Etel Design, Riva, Rinascente, and others. So regarding this, the question was very strong for us, but we decided to focus our new approach on innovation as a growth driver. Because being a disruptive creative partner through the innovation becoming our new vision. Okay, but this was very important, but how we can cascade it in our daily business, okay? So we decided to not be only a creative agency, but to be a valuable partner for our client. To be a valuable partner for our client, it means that you need to rethink the model of the agency and of the people, okay? Review the model of the agency, it means that we also created a new service line, because as we said before, okay, we don't wanna be like the other agencies, okay? We wanna be different, okay? We are disruptive agency. So we created, for instance, a very vertical unit on luxury. We created a new unit on robot communication studio. We created the unit dedicated for startup. We created the business unit to develop a principle of TBWA Academy. So a talent place where we can find a new cantera, to say in a Spanish way. Okay, guys? But in this, we have to involve the people. As you know, we are a people-centric agency because we are in a context with AI, technology, and so on. But honestly, the people are in the center of our project. So how we can get this? Okay, we review during this vision in our plan how to approach to our colleagues. In the past, our leadership honestly was top-down, from the CEO to the guys. So we spread on the down level. So he decided, and then the others, okay, hey guys, you have to do this and this and this. Okay, now we want a little bit change the paradigm, and we changed the paradigm. So we're making something different on bottom up and top down. So it's a kind of two layers that are going to, okay, merge themselves. So we shared this vision with a very tactical moment, but very precious for the organization. So like a town hall, we honestly, every month we share with all the guys a newsletter with the whole organization, where we gave to them all the business details, all the new business upcomings, all the news regarding the organization staff, new hiring, and so on. What are our plans in terms of investment for innovation? What are the plans of investment for the luxury, and so on? So we want to share the perception with the whole team that we are all part of the same company. Obviously, this is very important because the people on the different layers can feel directly the power of this new approach. Today, after honestly 4 years, we can frankly speak clean and say that the results speak for themselves in terms of revenue and turnover, because the people feels honestly more commitment. In the last 10 years of 3%, but in the last 4 years, we grew 10% year by year. So it means that we changing something in terms of perception externally of the agency, but internally too. We are the agency with the highest retention on the top 5 agency here in Italy. People are in TBWA since 15 years, 20 years, and not only because it's one of the top creative agency, But as we used to say, we are always in beta from one side. So we are never stopped to evolve ourselves. But from the other side, because we are involving our community of the colleagues here in Italy and not all. Okay? So become a leader is not easy in this perma-crisis as we are, but we are trying to set up the line. The vision you shared required transformation the way your company was managed. Yes, we evolved our model, honestly. As we said before, TBWA has been always meritocratic, honestly. But right now, today, even more, honestly. There was also a generation shift that we managed because the previously CEO was 64, the new one is 50, the leadership team changed for the 70%, more or less. So manage this part of the new approach in terms of the people inside the company. But we, as a brand, TBWA honestly has always been a pioneer in many things. I remember when I joined the agency in 2011, on the global level was launched the program of Take the Lead, that has the purpose to close the gender gap in terms of leadership roles on the female. But we were the first here in Italy that we introduced the smart working in Italy in 2010. We are pet friendly since 20 years, more or less. So just to give you some example, today the context honestly is pretty much different. We are in perma-crisis. Every day, if you turn on your TV, you can listen about war, problem, and so on. So you need to move faster. Everything is profit-driven because there is a lot of pressure, honestly. But we have to continue to take care about our people because our resources is the people that are working with us, not for us, with us inside the agency for our client. High level of employees disengagement, yes, are reporting globally, yes, and we know including in Italy. This is honestly, it's an issue. Just to say, the world honestly right now is not easy to manage. The advertising industry is no longer as prosperous as it was in the 80s and in the 90s, and the competition is pretty much intense. But with hard work, because we have to say nothing become real if you don't work very hard. Just to be honest, is it possible? And you can strong a very positive career path. So take in mind for you for your future. Today there is a strong focus on welfare. That is a part of very positive impact that we want to have to our community, to our colleague. Smart working is 3+2 every week here in Italy. We share with the guys a meal voucher, comfortable office, corporate benefits, and we have a very strong and positive local and international training, opportunities to work abroad, for instance, and all above support us to stay close to the people. But in this context, becoming a leader, on my opinion, on the internal organization is to have an open dialogue with the people, because to make them feel part of the large group with a shared objective. So you can see the leader outside of the company or inside of the company, but the principles are pretty much the same, because you have to listen, you have to have an active listening with the client to understanding their issues, but you have to have an active listening also internally, because if you come to me and you have your familiar problem, you have an issue, and I'm not there to support you, I'm not doing my job, honestly. And if you see this kind of situation on the very long term, you can have the benefit or not in terms of impact on the business. What changes have you observed in employee engagement level after implementing these measures? Can you provide some example? Yes, of course, choosing to stay TBWA rather than move on the competitor because of the positive environment. This is probably one of the first impact. Second, gratitude for the attention given, for example, to an employee facing personal difficulties, such as granting flexible and full smart working for a period. For instance, a guy came to me last week. He had honestly personal problem with his family, for parents and so on. So I decided to support him, to give him for 6 months a free smart working. It's not an easy decision, because you don't have to, in Italy we say, we don't have to make a figlio in figlioccio. So you don't have to decide to give an award to someone versus another one, but sometimes you have to take the decision. This is the other part of the leadership. So you are facing issue, you are facing difficulties for the people, and how you can support them. Take the decision is honestly part of the leadership and of the role, okay? Well, honestly, we have a very strong process that spread meritocracy inside the company. The process starts around the personal conversation that support us to have a very crystal clear view of each one inside the company. Starting usually by the end of each year, and analyze the performance of the candidate during that year and set up the objective for the next future. Okay, this honestly enables us to establish objective and evaluation the crisis, and how we can solve that kind of problem that we get. Several factors are considered: contribution to the creativity. We are honestly is our aim. We are develop creativity, ability to manage the business, teamwork. To this, during this phase, we also listen and we are try to understand the needs of each one, and we suggest maybe some development path that Isaac can do during his journey. Okay, so it's a very concrete model. It's a very concrete moment where you can establish a very positive and strong connection. But this is not the only one, because this comes once in a year. But usually we have different tools that we use to give to our colleagues or to the young guys some concrete instrument to be responsible and to take the responsibility. It depends about the unit, but I give you some example. For instance, in the business unit, when you start your journey during your internship, and when you become a junior account or junior project manager, you have some concrete tools, such as like writing meeting reports, building and managing timelines, preparing RACI models. Try to understand, okay, in a concrete way, how can I have to handle this situation? I have to manage this one, and understanding and managing budget. Those are honestly a very simple way, but gave us the perception about the results of the activities managed by the guys. However, all of these practices are honestly tools, but you have to be different in terms of approach, because what we are judging a lot is if you guys demonstrate curiosity, interest, and a healthy ambition, honestly, to grow. Otherwise, we will also just be a machines, because we are very able to write a meeting effort. But there is also the AI to do this. But if you are not curious, if you don't want to be part in terms of a new healthy program in the company, if you are not committed to share the vision, you cannot be part of our organization. For the same reason that I said before, because when you scale the organization, you have to take the decision. And back to the first sentence, what is the leadership? You have to take a positive impact for you and for the organization. By choosing the right people, guys, not our own reflections, but talents with the right attitude, as I said before, the TBWA attitude. As long as there is a desire to innovate, create, and find disruptive solutions to problem. Not just creatively, obviously, but we will also be pirates riding the crest of the wave, finding solution where others are not able to see them. The generational transition was not so easy, as I said before, but we carried out, honestly, a full agency mapping, introducing a coaching that was very important, and a different layers and a different levels, identifying top talents and building today agency around them. So that was a kind of approach that we had in 2022 when we had this new generational shift on that moment. How do you ensure that people at different levels of the organization feels intrinsically equal? Yes, very good point. That their ideas, intelligence, and decision matter regardless of title of seniority. So everyone can access to the office of all managers. This is the first point. The doors are always open, okay? In fact, just to say this, we have new offices and only 2 people have a permanent private offices. So this was the idea to create accessibility. Because if you go back to the 80s and you remember, in one floor you had 10, 15 private office. And if you had a private office, you have something like a barrier from you and your boss. We don't want to have this anymore. We want to talk with the guys. The business changed a lot. The business comes direct to the guys. I have to talk with them. I have to share my experience. I have to know his knowledge, okay? Additionally to this, what I have to say, in the business team, for instance, there is a monthly meeting where a group of project leaders presented all their point of view, and even the junior team members has the opportunity to step forward. So this is very important for us. Weekly staff meetings are held to share ideas, discuss issues, and align on status. Every second Friday, for instance, we hold a digital plenary to share new communication and social trends, giving everyone a voice and enabling open dialogue. We had the personal conversation, and we said before, we had also fun moments, including celebration of wins and social gatherings. At the heart of all of this, there is a listening, and then seriously acting on what is heard. In short, open moments accessible to everyone. What changes have you observed in your organization after implementing these practices? So a much stronger sense of commitment. Until 22, as I said, the agency was always very positive, but probably too much top-down and less collective. What I want to ask to myself to improve, well, honestly, a lot, because leadership is a very long journey, starting from yourself and to listen, but to be more concrete, I want to say that being more incisive, even in context of familiarity and close relationship, because obviously when you are in an organization since 20 years, after 5 years, 6 years, you're gonna have friends, okay? And then when you step up, you can see your friends that maybe are on a different layer of yours, okay? But you need to be very effective and incisive in terms of comments and indication to improve, okay? No?
On my side, it was really interesting and inspiring listening to you, Gianluca. It's, I mean, I worked with you as well, so I know how you are as a leader, and it's something that is really inspiring for future leaders in this new world. So I thank you, and on my side, I don't have any questions. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, so I really enjoyed the conversation we had so far. And I think you have mentioned a good point about previously in the organization, they have a top-down approach. Now a lot of decentralization has happened, and the barriers are sort of coming down, and the layers are is emerging. So I feel that was a really nice point where anybody can approach anyone for any kind of help or suggestion, and that I feel in an organization setup creates solves a lot of problems. Okay, and also
Exactly.
helps us on assistance to dealing with the larger problem that's happening outside. So that was really nice.
Absolutely, because the context is totally different right now versus 90s or 20s. So we are in a new world, and we have to understand these new rules. So, and if you are not understanding the context, this is the first issue that you're gonna solve for your business or for your organization.
Perfect. So Gianluca, thank you so much for your time again, and it was a privilege for us to interview you today and get all your insights. And we really thank you so much for your time and all the precious insights you gave us today.
Thank you, Maddie, and to you. And please keep me posted on your update on this journey. And I'm not easy sure. Dhanyavad.
Yes, it's right. Dhanyavad. That means thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Ciao.
much. Have a great day.
Ciao.
Have a great day.
Ciao. Bye bye.